All right, we are live. We're going to start with a nice video from Alan Watts.
And other astronomers either say there was a primordial explosion, an enormous bang millions of years ago, billions of years ago, which flung all the galaxies into space. Well, let's take that just for the sake of argument and say that was the way it happened. It's like you took a bottle of ink and you threw it at a wall. Smash, and all that ink spreads. And in the middle, it's dense, isn't it? And as it gets out on the edge, the little droplets are finer and finer and make more complicated patterns. See? So in the same way, there was a big bang at the beginning of things, and it spread. And you and I, sitting here in this room, as complicated human beings, are way, way out on the fringe of that bang. We are the complicated little patterns on the end of it. Very interesting. But so we define ourselves as being only that. If you think that you are only inside your skin, you define yourself as one very complicated little curlicue, way out on the edge of that explosion, way out in space and way out in time. Billions of years ago, you were a big bang. Now you're a complicated human being. And then we cut ourselves off, like this, and don't feel that we're still the Big Bang. But you are. Depends how you define yourself. You are actually, if this is the way things started, if there was a Big Bang in the beginning, you're not something that is a result of the Big Bang. On the end of the process, you are still the process. You are the Big Bang, the original force of the universe coming on as whoever you are. See, when I meet you, I see not just what you define yourself as, Mr. So-and-so, Miss So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so. I see every one of you as the primordial energy of the universe coming on at me in this particular way. I know I'm that too. But we've learned to define ourselves as separate from it. The experience you are having, which you call ordinary everyday consciousness, pretending you're not it, that experience is exactly the same thing as it. There's no difference at all. And when you find that out, you laugh yourself silly. That's the great discovery. In other words, when you really start to see things, and you look at an old paper cup, and you go into the nature of what it is to see, what vision is, or what smell is, or what touch is, you realize that that vision of the paper cup is the brilliant light of the cosmos. Nothing could be brighter. 10,000 suns couldn't be brighter. Only they're hidden in the sense that all the points of the infinite light are so tiny when you see them in the cup. They don't blow your eyes out. But it is actually, see, the source of all light is in the eye. If there were no eyes in this world, the sun would not be light. You evoke light out of the universe. In the same way, you, by virtue of having a soft skin, evoke hardness out of wood. Wood is only hard in relation to a soft skin. It's your eardrum that evokes noise out of the air. You, by being this organism, call into being the whole universe of light and color and hardness and heaviness and everything.
All right, so we want to welcome all of our listeners to Passion Planet's first live podcast test, where we're trying to have all of our listeners and viewers in, and it looks like we got about 10 people in right now. We're going to give some people some more time to join, but I just want to take a second to introduce the cast and crew of this podcast. We have Prerna from India. You guys are muted, so you guys can take your microphones off and say hi as I introduce you. Just a quick hi. So
hello.
Namaste. And then we got Maddie. Oh, we're getting echo. Why are we getting echo?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it's Caesar. Caesar's got two people in here, so I don't know why, Caesar, but you're signed in twice, and we're getting a crazy echo. So if you could sign out of one of them. But while we're waiting for Caesar to figure out why he's signed in twice, um, okay, there he goes. He fixed it. We want to introduce David. David Hopkins. He runs a group Answers, and he's a huge part of Passion Planet. Hello, David.
Hey everyone, David from California here.
I'm just going to turn down my sound just a little bit. And Caesar, we have Caesar in here as well. Caesar, come on in and say hi. Take your mute off. Take your mute off to make sure that we're not getting that echo, Caesar. You got to take your mute off.
Namaste, everyone. Loving unity. Caesar from Chicago.
All right, and then we have Maddie. Maddie, come on in here, brother. Caesar, go right back to muting because I'm getting a kickback with yours. I don't know why. So just mute yours as soon as you're done talking so we don't have any feedback. All right, Maddie, come on in and say hello. Where you're from?
How's everybody doing?
That's Maddie from Minnesota, which Maddie's the meme developer here at Passion Planet. He's doing one hell of a job. I mean, he's extremely artistic and he knows what he's doing, so that's very important. So we're going to start this podcast giving each person a little bit of time to talk about their mission, their experience with self-awareness and going inward, and just the beauty of going inward, if you will. We're going to let each person have some time to themselves. If they get short on time, I'm just going to play the ticking down sound effect so they know that they have a little bit of time to sum it up, because we want to keep this podcast somewhat oriented. We started about 5-10 minutes ago, so we want to go for maybe an hour and a half. We're going to give our viewers a chance to call in and ask questions, which we love you guys so much. Thank you for being here on our very first podcast. We're going to continue to run podcasts and better the process, so any feedback when you call in would be greatly appreciated. So on that note, I'll start and say one thing with Passion Planet and why it's so important to me. I mean, my form of expression is, I guess, connecting people. And, like me and Prerna got connected, me and David, me and Maddie, me and Caesar, we're like brothers and sisters here on a mission to spread love and light to the world. And the only way we're going to do that is by dropping our prejudices, our judgments, and our ego. Well, not so much dropping the ego, it's accepting the ego. And it's a very challenging thing to do. So having Passion Planet there has helped me because it's given me a family that I've never had, of people that are just going to accept you and support you regardless. So that's the whole point of Passion Planet, is to create a community of support so you can express yourself in a way that you feel is going to, look, you're going to have your life. We got that. You're going to have to do what you got to do. Hopefully you're able to make money from your expression. But the key here is to create a platform, something to pass on, that you're putting your work into because you want to better humanity. You want to make us closer. And I think me and Prerna alone are a huge testament to that based upon all the work that we put into Passion Planet so far. Just trying to show everybody, look, it's not about us. We're putting the work in because we really want to connect the world. So, my expression is connecting people, and Passion Planet for me has been a huge crutch, because it's up and down. We accept that. It's up and down, and Passion Planet's been there for me through the ups and downs, and I think it's going to be there for a very long time. And as we progress and develop, I just want to say I'm proud of all you guys and the hard work we put into getting this podcast started. And there's a lot of other people in the background, too. Jackie, Fiona, Randy, I mean, the list goes on and on. Barbara helped so much. So many people from all around the world are putting in such a collaborative effort to give rise to such a collective consciousness. It's like a powerhouse. So on that note, Prerna, I'll bring you in first from India, all the way from India, up early this morning to be here on this podcast. Go ahead, beautiful.
Hello everyone, this is Prerna from India, as Mike has already introduced me so many times. So this is me. What you are seeing, that's not me. I have a different dimension. I have a different existence. That's what I call myself. So I have been here pretty much from 4 or 5 months. It's 5 months probably. My awakening started because, first of all, Mike says, you're in India. You have a spiritual background. So that's easy. Yes, that's pretty easy. Second of all, my mom, she was there. She was there to help me out. But I was refusing my awakening. Yes, people love to get awakened. I was refusing my awakening. So meanwhile, what happened that while I was refusing my awakening, I was getting materialistic pleasures as such my career. But what was not happening is what I wanted from my career. So all of a sudden everything changed. I was supposed to do my PhD this year, but I didn't do. And I'm happy that I didn't do. That's the key. I am happy that I joined Passion Planet and I found out that my goals is as same as Passion Planet's goal. And now I am as Passion Planet as Mike and Caesar and Barbara and Randy and everyone. So in this journey, there will be a lot of ups and downs, a crust and troughs. Not every day will be sunshine day. I accept it that I can't be depressed. If I be depressed, that means I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting such a beautiful day. Today is a beautiful day. It's a sunny day. I have to make use of each day. And that making use of each day is not for my own self. If I study, if I get a PhD, whom I'm going to help, by the way? I'll get a prize. I'll get a thesis at the end of the thing. I'll be called doctor. Who is getting the name? No one other than me. So that is not my purpose. That is not my purpose. If my purpose is not helping a single person per day, then how can that be my purpose? And this PhD won't be there for my next birth, next life, for God's sake. We are in a circle of life and life and death from so many births. And if this is happening with us, if we are the infinite energy and we are here to rise our consciousness to the ultimate power, that's one, being one, why should we lose our time by concentrating on ourselves and our life? That's my key. My expression is love. Because I think love is the first thing that unites people. When I'm united with few more like-minded people or thousands of like-minded people, I can make ripple effect of change. Because me alone probably won't be able to change it. And when I have a family, a friends, brothers, sisters, thousands of them, I can. I can change this Mother Earth. I can change the nature. I can change. I can take responsibility of a change. So that's all my expression, my mission, my goals, and my purpose, whatever you call it. To love everyone, to get them together. I'm very, very furious, very protective about people, and that's what I want to do. Getting everyone together and change everything that is not right in this moment.
And I think a lot of people know that face of yours because of all the work that you've done. I mean, we got about 20 viewers now listening in, so if anyone that's been around Passion Planet knows who you are. Prerna, you're out there, you're doing great, you're just spreading the love. And it's not always easy because, like you said, life is about ups and downs, right? And, you know, we want to centralize this podcast on giving people a crutch, a way that they can call in and ask questions, and we're going to be here to help you. Life problems or awakening problems or whatever it may be. We're going to listen to you, and we're going to help. Our main goal is to help people express themselves. So on that note, Prerna, you still got another minute left. I just want you to really quick go over Passion Planet and what it's done for your life and where you think it's going.
Yeah. So when Passion Planet happened to me, I mean, it was out of a sudden. I mean, I got someone's message. I don't add people for random. I accepted Mike's message. A lot of a synchronicity. It's not deliberate. It was not practiced or what Mike does for getting people up. Not like the same way. I mean, what we do getting our people from like-minded people. That was not like that way. I came to Passion Planet in a different kind of a way, and me and Mike got connected, and we felt like our mission is this. Yes, we are going to do it, whatever happens. I have a lot of problem because my background is applied genetics. I have done my major from that. I don't have any kind of knowledge much about Facebook and technology and stuff in this matter because I never thought like I need to know. But Mike took time and made me go through each thing very patiently. I understood, I learned and relearned, and now that we are synchronized so well that our communication, we don't need to speak to each other at times. He just he's going to say, and I know what he wants. So this is what we are trying to do with each one of us. It's not about me and Mike, with Caesar, David, Barbara, Jenny, everyone. And we have a member more than 150, and we have form entries more than 210. So it's very hard at times to handle people out because everyone wants to join it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. And Prerna's so right when she says that. And and there's another part of it is that when we join, has the ability to reach the masses. So you feel this constant pressure that you want to do more and get your platform launched. So David, I want you to come in, Passion Planet, a fellow Passion Planeter who's been doing this for a very long time. Much love to you, David. Why don't you come in, introduce yourself, and talk a little bit about your mission and how you got linked up in Passion Planet and where you think it's going.
All right. Well, to everybody out there, hi. My name is David Hopkins. I'm from California, and let me give you a little background on myself. I'm someone who serves. I serve the greater good. Something traumatic happened to me when I was a child, and I connected. I connected to the all. I connected to the universal consciousness that is the source of everything that exists. What happened was I came back, and I came back from the connection, and I remembered. I remembered everything, and let's just say, for the human mind, it was a little too much. So through years and years of shutting it off, of going to sleep again after being awoken at such a young age, I lived a very mundane life. Went to school, got a job, had a family, all that good stuff, and it wasn't until, 25, when I was 25 years old, I started to reawaken to the connection. 7 years after that, 2003, 2004, I really connected again to what was going on with the planet, with the world, with the governments, with everything. 3 to 5 years of dealing with, oh my gosh, there's problems out there, and yelling from the mountain top about those problems. I finally woke up and said, hey, instead of talking about the problems, how about we look for a solution? How about we look for a solution to the issues of the world? And I'm not talking about a revolution or anything like that, but go back to the connection that we had. I refound the connection to what happened to me when I was a child, and it was an amazing thing. I started looking at everything differently. I started looking at the world differently, people differently, plants, animals, life, just everything, the stars, the planets, the galaxies, and reconnected, just reconnected to our mother, reconnected to the source consciousness that exists and is what we're all made of. And I started researching and allowing for, there's something that we'll talk about called the Akashic record and energy. Everybody is learning about energy. Everybody is learning about the connection, that everything is connected and is consciousness and subconsciousness. And I started to, you'll see behind me, I started delving into the flower of life, sacred geometry, quantum physics, quantum theory, mixing the science with the spirituality. And amazingly enough, it's all connected. And my mission is to help the planet. My passion is to save humanity. Not by myself, because of course that can't be done, but through getting everybody together and through love and through their passion. And I'm going to be honest, that's what brought me to Passion Planet. What a phenomenal organization. What a phenomenal name for an organization. I am very passionate about our planet, about humanity, about saving everyone, reconnecting in love. Love equals connection. Love is unconditional. I love you because I am you. Quantumly, I am you. You are me. And how can I not love you if you are me? So Passion Planet for me is just a wonderful platform for everybody to get together. Their mission is to express your higher self. Love through expression of your higher self. And what else could there be? So that's what brought me to Passion Planet.
I love you, David. I had to come in with a little clap because you hit on a very important topic at the end, talking about how it's your expression, your highest form of expression, right? I don't care if you're a free runner. I don't care if you play trombone. I don't care if you sell ice to Eskimos. Whatever it is that you do, we can support you and we can come together. We live together on this planet. This planet is a spaceship swirling us through space and time at lightning speeds. The Earth around the sun around Series A and B around, and the sun around another sun. It goes on and on and on in all these cycles. And you know, I don't know how this organization came out of us. We all know that we're building something so much greater than ourselves, and it's important. It's so important to stay together and to continue to push forward no matter what the naysayers say. So on that note, I want to bring in Caesar from Chicago, who's doing an amazing job with the Passion Planet Planeteers, meeting people in person, making a difference in the world. Caesar, why don't you come in real quick and talk about what you're doing, a little bit about Passion Planet, and just where you think we're going and how what you're doing ties in.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to say I'm glad to be here. It's an honor to be here in front of all the viewers with this beautiful family of oneness. And I start off that way because everyone hit really valuable key points. And, you know, the beauty about what Passion Planet is about people who have passion. Not just any type of dictionary passion. This passion, this burning desire that is burning within us, that we're producing with our electromagnetic pulses into this reality, right? Because I see every single individual as a living mirror, you know, and we reflect off each other. So again, as beings with the power to create creation through our thoughts, through our emotions. And when you choose to use this mind right here, this brain right here, and you ask and you shall receive. So we're all connected here because there is a higher purpose in everything. There's a higher calling. And you know what? For some reason, we heard the calling. And Mother Earth, she has been crying out for a while. I mean, look, it's in the cartoon show Captain Planet. In the beginning, they even talk about how Mother Earth cried out. And you know what? There was those who heard the call. And we're here, and this is only just the beginning. You know what? Every single body, every single person, truly, if you have the passion, if you have the burning desire, if you're willing to thrive with us as a family within love and within unity, we can accomplish more than our imaginations right now can perceive right now. Whatever you're perceiving right now, it's beyond this. Why? Because we live in a holographic fractal universe of energy. And as we grow, as we expand, you know, through different lives, through different stages of consciousness, it brings us all again to experiences. And the experience that I'm ready to experience now, this moment and this planet, is to create the change. It's basically, look, it's time to get off the phones already. It's time to spend less time sharing posts and talking about stuff and spending more time, investing more time into our reality. Because when we unite as a collective with a goal, not only this to benefit our personal self, but to benefit the whole. We are trillions and trillions of organisms living within this huge mass organism. Okay, and we need to get along. We need to act more mature. So when we come together within unity, within love, we talk about magic. Man, we could quantum leap in a second. And the Passion Planet, Planeteers, it's only the beginning. So we heard the calling, and guess what? I'm going to do whatever it takes, no matter how long, time, hard work, effort, whatever it's going to take to help Mother Gaia, because this is why I'm here. This is why you're seeing me, you're hearing me. I exist for a reason. I'm here for a purpose. And you know what? To be honest, in my past, yeah, I have forgot about this. I was born into this body and lived through its systems and schooling systems and so on and so forth. But you know what? I'm now remembering why I am here. You know what? It's time for this planet, for this organism to get a break. And you know what? The only way we overcome the negativity in this world is by being the positivity. We're all light bulbs, all light bulbs. What light are you emitting into the world? Are you being the light? Are you emitting light in those dark areas in this reality? And it's okay if you haven't. You know what? That's perfectly fine. But as long as you thrive and you want to do so, when you come together with other like-minded people, other like-minded souls, this is the time on earth that a lot of us are going through hardships, right? Everyone's going through hardships. Of course, you're going to be tested in life with depression and worries and self-doubt and lack of confidence. It's all a test. It's like a weight. You're working out in the gym. You got to put more weight. Your arms might get shaky because you're working that out. We are powerful, limitless beings. And sorry, Mike, you're going to say something?
No, I was saying resistance. I was hitting on a note that you said about resistance, about working out in the gym and how important it is to realize that when in your life you feel that resistance, you are growing. You know, and that's key. And Caesar, I didn't want to cut you off there. You were coming close to the 5-minute mark. I was going to give you the little good old timer. And I apologize for the sounds, guys. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm trying to give you a chance to get to the conclusion so for our viewers we can continue onward and forwards. We do have a special guest tonight. Every time we have a special guest, and the special guest happens to be someone very special to Passion Planet. We call him the father of Passion Planet. You might know him as Matt James. He posts tons of amazing memes and artwork, and he does such a good job with everything that we're doing. He made all the memes for the Passion Planet podcast that all of our viewers are clicking in on now. We hit 20 viewers before. Now we're back down at 16, so we seem to be between 16 and 20. So I'm very impressed with that. I didn't expect to have – this is just a test. We haven't even launched the full podcast, but we're really – this is the first live podcast where we engage the community. But again, it's going to take some time to really develop, you know, how you say, a fan base, I guess you could say. But on that note, Maddie, I'd like to bring you in, the father of Passion Planet, the designer of Passion Planet. Tell us a little bit about your story and Passion Planet in general and how it all ties in. And before you do, I just want to say one thing. Caesar, you're doing a great job, and I can't wait to show everybody when we end tonight your friend that you met, because Caesar is meeting up with people. Everybody's doing a different function here in Passion Planet, but the foundation is being built. So thank you all. I love you all. And Maddie, come on in and talk a little bit before we go into some open discussions.
All right. Hey, thanks, Mike, for that introduction. And hello to everyone listening in. It's great to be here. We have a great night ahead, testing our podcast. A lot of fun. Hope you're all enjoying it so far. I guess I just want to say a little bit about myself. I live in Minnesota right now. I've traveled throughout the country quite a bit. Lived in California for a while, as well as Arizona, Nebraska, Michigan. So I've traveled around and eventually settled back here in Minnesota, which is where I grew up. I was originally born in St. Louis, so there's another state I originated from. My background has to do mostly within the arts. My father is a professor of art. He's retired now. And my mother was a children's book author, having published about 14, 15 children's books about 35, 40 years ago. A lot of them were real popular and dealt with somewhat difficult subjects. One of them was on death for children, which is sometimes a taboo subject, but she had a knack of putting things together in a simplistic way to bring a fearless situation to what could otherwise cause a lot of fear to children. So she gained a lot of popularity through that, and I gained a great deal of knowledge having that kind of wisdom for parents. And my artistic background helped a lot with keeping a spirituality nurtured within me for quite a while as a child, which I think is so important with the arts, because really art is about bringing out your expression and your own spirituality, or your own consciousness, or your own awareness, whatever term you use. It kind of all those blend together. Having that background really kept me aware of things that people are not often able to be aware of or conscious of for much of their life at all, unless they literally go on a search for it. I was real privileged to have that in my background, so it kept me aware of a spiritual side, which kept me connected to a lot of things in nature and kept me observing things that mostly go unnoticed. So I had a keen eye for a lot of, I guess God's creation would be a good term for it. As years went by, like everybody else, I wanted to be perceived as normal, because how effective could I be if nobody could understand me? As a child, I was not understood well by my parents or my teachers because I had such an advanced awareness and such an unusual artistic background. So I gained a connection to, I guess you could say, sort of a spiritual side. Some people would call it spirit guides. There were guidance that I was aware of that helped me throughout the course of my life. And as I entered my teen years and on into my college years, the pull to be able to express that in a way that people would accept became the priority. And arts, having been such a huge background in my life, was an important part for me to stay within. So my expression actually started out with music. I was 5 years old when I started writing music and playing the piano. By the time I was 8, I was playing fluently, and nobody understood, including myself, where that ability came from. It just kind of came out of the desire and the will to be able to play. And that is what people did not understand, including myself, because I didn't understand why people did not understand that. As I grew up, I kind of grew out of that ability to play so spontaneously, which is ironic, because giving up such a free ability was difficult, because it was something I knew so well. That kind of left as I got into what you would refer to as the real world, building a social life and finding out what it took to get along in the real world, basically. And when I turned 18, go ahead, Mike. I just
No, that's not supposed to make. That's not supposed to make you end it. That's supposed to make you think. Okay, let me just sum it up so we can keep someone on track. So go ahead. On a post.
Okay. But anyway, when I ran into Passion Planet, actually what happened was Mike called me up and introduced himself to me, told me his plan, and it really matched what I had seen as a child, because one of my passions as a child was to be able to build an environment where everybody could have a piece of the whole. Everybody could bring their talents and abilities. It would be based in nature and arts and technology, and everybody would have a hand in that and where it went. So when he contacted me and I saw his plan for Passion Planet, I realized how much it fit what I had always seen as something I wanted to be involved in or wanted to be able to do myself. Wasn't sure how to do that, so when he presented his plan to me, I just knew instantaneously, oh, that was it. that's what I need to be with, and there it was. So I really know there's a lot of people out there who are in the same kind of position. They've been holding on to things for years, not sure what to do with it. A lot of inspiration, a lot of things they feel passionate about, and they need a platform. They need a community to help bring that out in them and allow them to have the freedom to not only express that, but to evolve it into something bigger, which, like Mike's plan is, that they can use and build on and even earn a living from. So anyway, with
that's
that,
the ultimate goal, and the ultimate goal is that you should be able to earn a living with your expression, you know. And I know we're on a little delay here, Maddie, so I just want to take the time to build on what Maddie said a little bit about Passion Planet being the platform, and then I'm going to go to a quick 7-minute break of an Alan Watts video. We're going to really let Alan Watts open up the floor, and then we're going to open up the call for some open discussion, where I'm going to ask each person individually what specific things mean to them, and so on and so forth, so that we can engage each other while our community stays engaged. And then we're going to open up the call for questions, so you guys can call on in and ask your questions, anything you want to ask us, whether it has to do with consciousness, spirituality, syncretism, or whether it has to do with, I don't care what it is. You want to know why the sky is blue? I'll do the best I can to answer you, or I'll just tell you I love you. But again, the main goal here is to inspire each person to feel comfortable in their own expression, so that we can start to really show people that there's a lot going on. I mean, even as we're talking, we got Jenna Lee, Randy, Timmy. I mean, the list goes on. Kim and Brown. Sounds good. Video goes on. Everything's great. This, that. Everybody's giving love and support, and it's so amazing to see this kind of movement take place. So on that note, I'm going to go to one of our favorite teachers here in Passion Planet. Everybody keep your microphones off, muted. Once this is some open discussion, then we're going to open the call for some questions, then we're going to end on some closing notes, and then we're going to shut this podcast down in about an hour, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes in. It all depends on how many people call in. All right, we got the number. All you guys, please write it down if you don't have it. It's 516-478-8356. Go ahead and call in when we give you the okay, and ask any question you want. All right, we love you guys, and we hope you like this video coming out now.
Supposing the water, at each place where a finger of water stretches out over dry ground and doesn't go any further because the land is too high, the water were to say to itself, I've failed. We would say it was neurotic water. Just wait, and it will find a way. Now, when you find, you see, that there's this predicament that I've been describing to you, that there's no way of transforming yourself to become this fearless, joyous, divine being as distinct from the quaking mass. When he says no way, this is not a gloomy announcement. It is a very, very important communication. It's telling you something. Because like the land is telling the water, this isn't the way to go. There's another way. Try over here. So in the same way, life is telling you that's not the way to go. It's telling you, the message underlying this is you cannot transform yourself. Is giving you the message that the you that you imagine to be capable of transforming yourself doesn't exist. In other words, an ego, an I, separate from my emotions, my thoughts, my feelings, my experiences, who is supposed to be in control of them, cannot control them because it isn't there. And as soon as you understand that, things will be vastly improved. Now, we can go into this. What do you mean by the word I? We're going to make some experiments at some number of different levels, but in the ordinary way, what do you mean by the word I? I myself, your personality, your ego, what is it? Well, first of all, obviously, it's your image of yourself. It's composed of what people have told you about yourself, who you are, how they've reacted to you, and given you an impression that that's the sort of person you are. It's all your education goes into this, the style of life you put on, and so forth. But it's an image, it's an idea, it's your thought about yourself, and I suppose yourself is in fact not this, but is, to begin with, your total physical organism, your psychological organism, and beyond that, an organism doesn't exist as an isolated thing any more than a flower exists without a stalk, without roots, without earth. So in the same way, although we are not stalked on the ground, we are nevertheless inseparable from a huge social context of, well, to begin with, parents, siblings, people who work for us and everything. I mean, it's just impossible to cut ourselves off from the social environment, and also furthermore from a natural environment. We are that. There's no clear way of drawing the boundary between this organism and everything that surrounds it. And yet, the image of ourselves that we have does not include all those relationships. The point, though, is with all this, the first thing we have to understand is what I will call deep listening. And very few people ever really listen. Because instead of receiving the sound, they make comments on it all the time. They're thinking about it. And so the sound is never fully heard. You just have to let it take over. Let it take you over completely. Then you get the samadhi state of becoming it. And it also means that you abandon your socially nervous personality. Where one of the reasons why people don't sing is that they hear so many masters on records and they're ashamed of their own voices and think there's no point singing unless I'm good at it. Well, that's like saying there's no point my doing anything at all unless I'm particularly gifted at it, which is ridiculous. But singing is of course very good for you, but we won't mention that because it brings in too much purposiveness into it. It's like a child will make noises because of the absorbing interest of making noises. It embarrasses the hell out of some people. You say, what are you laughing at?
So again, everybody, we really, we love Alan Watts here. He's one of our most important role models, and he talks a lot about spirituality, consciousness, and the syncretism in the universe. And I just want to build on that a little bit, and we're going to have a little bit of... Oh yeah, that's the YouTube video, actually made by Indigo Bliss, which is a great video, great channel. I suggest everybody checks it out. But I just want everyone to really take a second, take a couple deep breaths in. Actually, Prana, before we start this open discussion, can you come in and give us a couple of minutes of a breathing exercise or something of the sorts?
Yes, in the morning as well. So, when you start something, just take a deep breath in a count of 10. Hold it back in the count of 10. Release it in the count of 10. So when you're doing this breathing continuously for 5-10 times, initially you won't be able to do in a count of 10. Initially it will be 5, 6, 7. Do that. Keep on practicing, because breathing will calm you down. It will help you to focus, not just in getting awakened, get your Kundalini awakening or rising as who you are really. It also helps in your day-to-day life as well. Because throughout my childhood, my mom made me to practice this. I used to do pranayam, which I'm going to teach, like not today, but some other day. It's a breathing exercise which will actually make you feel very good from inside. It's like you will feel light, you will feel calm. If you have any kind of stress, frustration, depression, anything that's negative going on, it will calm you down. You'll be like calm, cool, focused. Nothing will go in your thoughts other than good things. So I'm doing once more. Keep your eye closed. Feel it. Whatever thoughts coming in your mind, just absorb. Don't let it go. Just absorb in it. See, you are seeing many things. Let it flow through you. But you are calm, much calm. Take a deep breath and release it slowly. Take another deep breath and release it. Now, take a deep breath. Hold it for 2 seconds. Now release it. Feel it. Things inside you, inside your body, are calming down. Now take another deep breath. You should feel your chest popping out, your stomach is full. Utilize all your lungs and take a deep breath. And slowly release it. When you are releasing it, you're releasing all the anger, ego, all the thoughts that are pulling you back from your highest form. Release it. You are releasing everything. There is no ego. No one exists other than you. You exist as I exist. We all are a reflection of one another. Understand, this body is nothing. Understand your purpose. Slowly, as you're releasing it, open your eyes and see everyone.
I love you, Prana. That was amazing. It's hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, everybody. It's very hard for me to calm down like that and to really focus. All right, first breath, it's good. Second breath, all right, this is getting a little crazy. Third breath, I'm getting lightheaded. Fourth breath, I'm done. Like, but if you keep going, you keep pushing, you keep going inward, and like she said, you just let the thoughts come in your head. And like Alan Watts said, right? I mean, the water, how does the water know to go to the lowest part, right? It's just, the water knows. Water mimics light, and you got to remember, we're made up of light and water. And most people, and I want to get started on spirituality. I'm going to open up the discussion. And David, I want you to touch into the Akashic record, because the first thing David said to me was, Mike, you are so in tune with the Akashic record. It's like ridiculous. So there's a lot of people on this chat who really understand this source, this flow state, this place you go where you channel like Jason Silva, who would just go on and on and on and on and on, and he just hits this higher consciousness. And it's reflective, and we like it. We see it, and we're with the right music too. We're just put in awe, like goosebumps all the way. And you just know you're on the path, but then it goes away, and you're like, what are we doing to make a difference, right? It's like, just bam, and where am I? I'm in heaven, and now I'm coming back down to earth, and it's like, oh man, we still live in this crappy world. What are we going to do to make a difference? And the answer is we're doing what we're doing. Finding peace within, connecting to people all around the world, getting organized, and loving each other. Love is patient, right? Takes time. So, spirituality to me has been hijacked by religion for a long time. I feel it's an extremely important component of humanity, of individualism, if you will, and the collective consciousness, physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional. I mean, those are the four components of man. We've been spiritual for the beginning of time, trying to find a way to lug ourselves through life as we get old and miserable most cases, right? I mean, I'll give you an example. I mean, my grandmother's the sweetest soul in the world. I went to church with her every day, and now she's, getting older and having more struggles with life, and she's falling further away from God rather than getting closer. And that would be the time to be getting closer to God. And it's because God is not some man in the sky with a gray beard who's going to send you to hell for stealing a pack of juicy fruit to talk to your high school sweetheart. I just don't believe that it works like that. Now, everyone's entitled to believe whatever they want, but there's a greater spiritual movement taking place right now, and Passion Planet is all over that movement, and we are plucking out thousands, soon to be millions of people who are starting to wake up, so we could get organized. 1,000 of us, maybe we can help change the planet to an extent. 1,000,000 of us, there's no reason why we can't change the planet. And some of these Facebook pages have tons of fans, and they're doing a great job. I mean, I really don't got anything negative to say about them. The only difference that Passion Planet brings to the table is, look, we're really trying to engage our user base. We're really trying to bring people in. So on that note, David, I just want you to come in for a second and talk a little bit about the Akashic record and the frequencies and how we are synced up. I mean, the synchronicity amongst us. I mean, even since Passion Planet started, I'm pretty sure everybody understands this and feels the synchronicities taking place. So, David, build on that a little bit about the synchronicities, the Akashic record, and so on and so forth, because you're more educated than I am.
Well, I don't know about the educated. The thing is, we're just remembering all of the information that already existed. Here's what I want to do. I want to take people through just a little, not an exercise, but I'll go a hypothetical. You are, at this moment, you. What I would like you to do is imagine, if you will, that for 1 second, and only 1 second, you could literally, your brain could be flooded by the thoughts, only 1 second of thought from 100 people around you in your direct vicinity. 100 people for 1 second, that one thought that they had instantly floods into your mind. That would be a little overwhelming. Now, for that 1 second, imagine, if you will, not only that thought, but every feeling, every experience, every sight, smell, taste, and touch of those 100 people for that 1 second flooded into your mind. So again, every sight, taste, touch, feel, smell, experience flooded into your mind, including the thought. That would be a little more overwhelming. Now again, for that same 1 second, imagine that happened with 10,000 people that you experienced in your mind and was flooded into your mind, every sight, taste, touch, smell, experience, and feeling and thought for 10,000 people. Who knows what would happen to your human brain when it all came in. Now again, for 1 second, imagine that happened to every living thing on the planet. You got connected to it for one moment, even a moment. Kind of an explosion possibly. Well, now imagine that for the entire universe. Every birth of a star, every death of a star, every birth of a galaxy, every death of a galaxy, every collision of a galaxy, every cosmic ray, every cosmic string, every cell, every movement, every moment of the entire universe, and all life within it, and all non-life within it, all life that we don't even understand within it. Imagine that every experience, sight, taste, touch, smell, feeling, and thought of everything within the entire universe since its inception flooded into your mind. That, my friends, is the Akashic record. They call it the Hall of Records. Now, people, spiritualists, even scientists, and I'll go into that in a moment. I'm not going to go really, really deep into everything, but I just want you to really get a feel of what this thing is. They talk about accessing the Akashic records. The Akashic record, it's the Hall of Records. You go in and you pick out a scroll and things like that. That's what meditation does. There are masters, spiritual masters, meditation, chakra balancing, kundalini, all that stuff. It gives you access to portions of the Akashic record. Now, the reason it is the Akashic record, the mind of source, we all come from a source of something. I'm not saying God, goddess, anything like that. I'm saying a source. When I use the word source, I literally mean the source of everything that exists within this known universe. I, of course, believe it is conscious. And, in different trainings and everything, I can go into the proof of the consciousness. However, it's conscious, and we have access to it. So you have access to, through meditation, through things, the Akashic record. Now, scientifically, DNA. Within your DNA, you have the Akashic record. I was talking with some scientists. I'm sorry, am I going too long?
No, you're not going too long, but I just want to build on. I mean,
Okay.
I want to break it apart so that not one person's speaking too long, but I do want to just explain that you're talking about all that is. I mean, YouTube is a way to go down the Akashic record because remember, nothing's external; it's all internal anyway, right? There's sleeping and there's wakeful sleep, if you will, wakefulness, consciousness, being awake, being aware. And there's something that's really beautiful about consciousness that tries to protect you in every way, shape, and form. It tries to protect you. You could say it's selfish, but in a sense, it realizes. Why do we look at babies and we're in awe most of the time? Most of us is because of the fact that we know This is us coming into existence, just like Alan Watts was talking about. You can only take in so many thoughts at once, your conscious mind, and then the subconscious is performing all these things like you're breathing. Right? I just brought it up, and now you guys, like Prana was talking about before, now you start channeling. So it's, David, I want you just to come up in closing, and I want to bring Caesar in for a second to talk about energies as well. I want you to go a little bit into energies too with this too, because that's very important, knowing that we are an energy body.
Actually, I was just about to get into energy. As a matter of fact, whoa, that was neat. The universe is energy. Quantum physicists, quantum theorists, scientists. I mean, come on, everybody is now getting to the fact that everything is energy. Of course, energy has some specific properties. Cannot be created or destroyed. Can be transmuted into one thing or another. Can be moved into one space or another. And the fact that the vibration of that energy, vibration meaning moving one thing from one starting point to another and back again, that's vibration. And then frequency is the speed at which that is done. They're not just theorizing, they're proving that that is how everything is created, just energy. So within us, we have that energy as well. I was going into the DNA of it. We not only have physical DNA, we have what is known as energetic DNA, which is located in the DNA strand. And they're saying that everything within the known universe, all of information, if you put it into data, could fit into one DNA strand. So therefore, that's how we access the Akashic record, is through our energy. And when I was saying about the memory, we're not learning things. Nothing that we're talking about now did we learn. We're just remembering information that has always been there. We're just reaccessing it and remembering it. That's why we call it awakening, because we were asleep and now we're waking up.
Well, David, you and I call it the really real, because we realize that we have the mission here of getting out this overall mission of this energy. And that, to build on, that's what Passion Planet is. It's literally bringing the energies that vibrate together and express themselves in their own form of expression, the part that makes their heart beat faster, it makes them happy. This is what they like to do. And I just really want to say one thing, and I'm going to bring Caesar in. Max Planck, the father of quantum physics, spoke so in detail and elegantly about how all the matter in the universe is brought into existence from a vibration in an instant. Instantaneously. Like if you go up to a teacher and you say, explain to me how it works. Well, sure, he could say there's the atom, the protein cell turns into this. I got that. But how is that all happening right now to make everything all that is, right? And how come we're not even aware of it, right? It's almost like, don't worry, Mike, you live your life. We got you. Don't worry. And then we go to sleep and we go in the dream world and the astral plane and all these different dimensions, yet we wake up and we want to say, you're talking about other dimensions? You're crazy. No, you're not crazy. I'm tired of this not being able to talk to people. Most of us feel alone in our own houses. They want us to feel divided. Like, no, this is my house and my oven and my stove. You can't have. No, open up your doors. Come into my house. I'm here to love you. I'm here to make a difference. That's what Passion Planet is. And on that note, Caesar, I want you to come in a little bit and build on what we're talking about, if you would be so kind. I hope Caesar is still there.
Hello. Yeah, he come on all the crickets. That's funny. Beautiful people. How you doing, my brother? So what's your question real quick? We're going to talk about energies?
No, I just want you to build on what we were talking about. Spirituality, consciousness, energy. Hang on, we're getting someone calling in right now. But
okay. Well, definitely on my perspective.
We're going to open up the line. Hang on, Caesar. I'm sorry. We're going to open up the line for calling. Caesar's going to talk. Prana's going to come in. We're going to open up the line for calling. Then we're going to wrap up the podcast. We're going to let people call in. But I do want Maddie to get a say in here, too. So both of them will get a quick say. We'll go on for another 10 minutes. We'll do 20 to 35 minutes of callers asking their questions. Then we'll sum it up with the video that Caesar's friend Caesar made, which is amazing, and I can't wait to show it to everybody. It's very exciting, and we got so much developments coming. And this was just a test podcast, so we're going to be really creating the format and bringing you guys, yes, you guys, you listeners, you guys that call in, that make a difference, that have a platform, that want to share your message. we're going to be bringing you guys on. So, Caesar, I just want you to build on spirituality, consciousness, and just really what you're doing and how it ties into Passion Planet. Tie it into Passion Planet, because Passion Planet is so important that people know there's a place they can go that they can call home and they can be loved. And they don't have to be here 24/7. You don't have to do anything. Just partake in the rooms. Sign up on the website. Get involved. Get added to the Hangout, all the different chats that we have going on 24/7. Get involved. Make a difference. Go ahead, Caesar.
All right. On that note, thank you so much, Mike. Spirituality to me, it's an inner journey. It's really an inner journey. Everything happens within through another perception, and I use the outside reality as confirmations. By viewing these reflections, to me, it's all confirmations. And when I speak of spirituality, or I say I'm a spiritual being, I'm recognizing that I am a spiritual being living in this human physical body. I'm a luminous being. I'm an energy being. So therefore, my divine spark, my divine energy, the energy of creation that's within all living beings, everything within existence. So therefore, that's just my perception on how I can speak of spirituality. But therefore, how are we tying this to Passion Planet? Again, these are people that are passionate about the world and actually making the change that we all wish to see in the world. Because to be honest, if we don't get off our butts and go out there and put the work that needs to be done, who else is going to do it? We're going to sit around waiting for somebody else to do it, or we're going to go out and we're going to do it. And that's what the Passion Planeteers is all about. We just started probably like 3 weeks ago, and we're growing every single week with natural laws of the universe, the law of attraction, the law of magnetism, the law of cause and effect. And so many people magically are just appearing. Magically are appearing. All different types of people, just like Mike,
it's
magically
unbelievable.
appeared in my life.
It's unbelievable. Our listeners got to understand, when he says magically appearing, he's not exaggerating. Like, Prana just popped into my existence at one of the most important times in my life and has helped me build Passion Planet for 5 months. And it just so happens that she was supposed to get her PhD, but she decided not to get her, or she couldn't get her PhD, so she had a year off, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, here we are, all of us from all around the world. I mean, Prana, India, Maddie, Minnesota, David, California, you, Chicago, me, New York. I mean, we practically got every time zone on this podcast. And the best thing is we are energy, me and you, Caesar. We feed off of each other. We motivate people. And that's our strength. And you're doing it in the flesh. And I really want the family to know that your Passion Planet Planeteers movement is going to have a back office to Passion Planet soon, in which people can get involved. So on that note, Caesar, we love you. Namaste. We're going to have you on some closing thoughts. But for now, we're going to go to Maddie to talk a little bit about consciousness, and then the Prana to finish it up, and then we're going to open the lines for questions. So go ahead, Maddie. Come in a little bit, talk about consciousness, build on what we're talking about. You don't have to speak for too long, but just say your thoughts on why it's so important, right? Passion Planet's like a conscious community, right? So consciousness is extremely important because, again, imagine a cup, if you will, right? A cup like this. Imagine it was black, right? And you poke a bunch of holes in it, right? And you put a light bulb in the cup. Now, all the holes are going to work as I guess you could say apertures where the light is going to bust through them, right? So you're a hole, right? No, you're the light that shines through the hole, right? Each hole could say, oh, I'm a body, or like an octopus, all of its legs, if its legs were to come conscious of the hole and say, am I a lake or am I the octopus, right? Or am I the ocean? Well, the ocean, just like an H2O molecule, same thing, right? It's just, you could take water out of the ocean, and that water you could say is separate from the ocean. And you could drop it in, then tell me, is that water separate from the ocean? And we're made up of 97% water. And then there's the Higgs field, which is what scientists are studying at CERN. So all this is proving that consciousness doesn't have to be a physical realm. If it is, it's a very minute realm that exists for a very short period of time, transfers all the light and energy to some other field, and goes on. And that's being proven by science and physics. So on that note, Maddie, I just want you to come and talk a little bit about consciousness, talk a little bit about where we're going with Passion Planet, and why Passion Planet is a collective, conscious, aware movement.
Yeah, say a little bit would be difficult, but there's so much to consciousness. I guess what I've always tried to do with my life is simplify it to the most the most easy to understand possible way to explain it with words. And as a child growing up in the church, we learned about something called the Trinity, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Most people are familiar with that concept. My mother wrote a book on it called 3 in 1 when I was a kid. It was one of her bestsellers that tried to explain that Trinity to children. And what happened was a lot of adults were starting to get that concept. And I started to understand that concept in a different way. And also what happened within the church itself is I saw a separation between soul and reality. And that disturbed me because soul is not separate from reality, or it is not apart from our reality. It is our reality. And that concept of soul really is meshed in with consciousness. The soul really is your consciousness, and that takes on 3 forms: the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. And where we are right now with our consciousness is developing into a superconsciousness, or our higher self. And that is coming to connect with us to bring all aspects of ourselves that we have ever experienced ever throughout eternity into one central being that is conscious and individual and yet part of the whole. So each person is growing into this super conscious self, and with that comes an adjustment period, which is where we are right now. And that is the part that Passion Planet plays with helping to bring our full self and our consciousness into its full potential in each individual, so we as a whole unit, as a world, can experience a utopian type of society.
Almost like where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, but also the sum of the parts does equal the whole, where we're actually contributing. Each leaf on the tree is now turning back and loving the tree for being the tree, and then the leaf knows to be the leaf. And that's what we are, right? We're leaflets on a huge tree of consciousness. And I really want to go to a video, but before I do, I want Prana to come in and talk a little bit about what we're talking about. If you have any thoughts you want to bring in on the subject, Prana. But I want to play one video, and then I'm going to open up the call to our viewers to call in and ask questions. But I do want to really pound on one thing: is that quantum physics is our game. I mean, I study space exploration, rockets being shot into space, business, philosophy. I mean, the concept of matter rose from the philosophy of Aristotle, which really came down to that the universe's basic substance is matter, but that's not true. Consciousness is the substance of the universe, right? That's what we're hitting on here, and our act of observing the universe creates the universe, and that's proven in physics. I mean, Einstein, knew it. I mean, he couldn't prove it. He worked to his last breath trying to unite the special theory of relativity with quantum physics, but he couldn't do it because the world of physics broke down at the very small. So we're at this critical point in human history where we're evolving at such a fast pace, and technology is really progressing. And so on that note, Maddie, thank you for your input. Prana, come on in, talk a little bit about what we're talking about. Quantum physics, if you want to go into it, not your choice, but we're going to play one quick video on quantum physics, and then we're going to open up the line for questions. Then we're going to close out with a beautiful video. But before we do the video, Prana, you are going to do one of your awesome hymns to calm down, to show the community the culture diversity we have in here. I don't care if we're saying the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, and we're going to talk about Prana's God Krishna, or whatever it may be. We love you. And if it's peaceful, we support you. So go ahead, Prana. Come on in, girl.
So, like I said, I have a background of biology. So my first thing is cell. How a cell is full in its own space as it makes up our body. And each cell has a different function. I mean, my heart cell has a function for its heart, and my lung cell has function for its lung. So we see how the cells are synchronized, doing in a different function. So we all are here. Our body is telling us, see me, how we work together, not against you, only for you. So we have that power. Each individual are nothing but reflection of one another. And when we come together, it's collective. And when we are collective, changes happen. So on that note, yeah, I will I will do a hymn. It's a hymn on Gayatri Mantra.
Wait,
Probably many
don't
more.
do the hymn now. We're gonna do the hymn on closing because we saved the best for later. We don't want everyone to see it. First, we're gonna go to a quick video, really fast, which is gonna be a video on quantum. It's gonna be honestly, family. This is the video, and the viewers out there. This is the video that opened up my world to quantum physics, and I just think it would be a good way for you to have an introduction to this world of physics, where you no longer need a conspiracy theory to back up your belief in the universe. You know, we have alternative ways. You don't have to go into conspiracy theories. There's science proves what we're about to really go into. You know, it's so fundamentally important that our family realizes that there's a world out there that they're not aware of, and no one could be aware of it. People call it the Higgs field. All the fields interact with this now, and I want you guys to listen in and really, you know, more importantly, understand that this is Passion Planet. Passion Planet is the collective consciousness coming together as the whole. So just listen to this video. After this video is over, I want anyone to call in on the Passion Planet hotline and ask whatever questions you want to ask. And then we're going to end with a beautiful prayer, hymn from Prana, and a beautiful song from one of Caesar's Passion Planet Planeteers movement. So very excited, guys. I hope you liked the last video. And here we go.
Tonight's talk is consciousness, creativity, and the brain. If you have a golf ball-sized consciousness, when you read a book, you'll have a golf ball-sized understanding. When you look out, a golf ball-sized awareness. And when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball-sized wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book, more understanding. You look out, more awareness, and when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness. And there's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. And it's right at the source and base of mind, right at the source of thought, and it's also at the source of all matter.
There is no matter as such. All matter originates and exists only by virtue of a force which brings the particle of an atom to vibration and holds this most minute solar system of the atom together. We must assume behind this force the existence of a conscious and intelligent mind. This mind is the matrix of all matter.
Matter seems like a good place to begin. The solidity of the world seems totally indisputable. As a fixed thing that you can see and touch, your body is also reassuringly solid. But beginning with physics has assured us that this solidity is a mirage.
All of physical matter, everything we have around us, is the result of a frequency. And what that also means is that if you amplify the frequency, the structure of the matter will change.
What this self-contained system is a hologram. It's what I call the super hologram. Everything within it is an expression of that hologram. This is one of the great characteristics of a hologram, is that every part of a holographic picture is a smaller version of the whole.
It's as if reality is so connected that when you look at one small part, you can see things about other parts. That the entire whole is contained in the part. And in a sense, you can't divide reality up because we're cutting up a hologram. We can't find where one particle is because it's always a reflection of all particles.
In a hologram, the whole pattern is whole and complete unto itself. And if you were to take any little portion of this whole out and examine it closely, you will see the entire pattern repeating itself again and again and again. Anywhere in this pattern, if we were to change one little aspect on any one of these little holograms, that change would be reflected throughout the entire system.
Quantum physics has revealed what ancient masters knew. Matter does not exist. The concept of substance arose from the philosophy of Aristotle. And from that concept came science's conception of matter. The fact of the matter is that the substance of the universe is consciousness. Belief that the substance of the universe is matter leads to what I call a fear-greed dichotomy, as people in their quiet desperation attempt to accumulate as many material possessions and riches as possible. In fact, the substance of the universe is consciousness. Therefore, it is behavior that is important.
If you get into the realms of fear, fear is a very slow, dense vibrational state. And the more you embody fear, and the whole of this manipulated society is globally is structured to make us fear, to make us have stress, to make us worry about tomorrow, and have guilt about yesterday, and forget about now. It brings us into a slow vibrating dense state.
We should be very careful about what we believe about the future. The more you attach to a belief system, the more, if reality is holographic, you're helping create it by believing it. And you know, the great clairvoyant Edgar Cayce said that our every thought, that reality is built out of thought, and our every thought starts to build reality. And we're like, every thought is like a spider, we're like spider spinning web, and that web starts to build and build.
Information is the key, because this matrix, this illusory reality that we think is real, people say to me, what is the matrix? Answer, it's information.
Information creates fractals. As information flow increases, the number of fractals, mathematically speaking, increase. This was demonstrated by a mathematician named Theodore Gordon. Fractals are unpredictable functions, so things are becoming more and more unpredictable.
When you start getting into fractals and chaos theory, when you look at it in terms of a society, this is where it starts to cross over into the so-called Illuminati or the negative elite, the world leaders with their philosophy of order out of chaos. There is some truth to that, in the sense that when the system becomes highly destabilized, there will be random shifts that suddenly self-organize into higher complexity.
That right there is Passion Planet. What he just said is Passion Planet taking place in all these other groups. I'm going to play it one more time for you guys.
There is some truth to that. It starts to cross over into the so-called Illuminati or the negative elite, the world leaders with their philosophy of order out of chaos. There is some truth to that, in the sense that when the system becomes highly destabilized, there will be random shifts that suddenly self-organize into higher complexity.
At the subatomic level, reality behaves in accordance with the expectation of the observer, or the measurer, the scientist. Why is that remarkable? Because everything in the universe is composed of those subatomic particles.
These atoms are particles that are whirling at lightning speeds around huge empty spaces. And the particles aren't material objects. They are fluctuations of energy and information in a huge void of energy and information.
What the science now is showing is that when you can change the field that the atom is in, you change the atom. We're made of those atoms. So when we have feelings in our hearts, we're changing the field that connects the stuff everything is made of, and we literally are altering our physical reality.
Once you establish the reality we live in, and the nature of what the physical body is, it's a biological computer, and the nature of what we are, which is consciousness, and then you start, as I have, looking at the way this world is structured and how it works and why they do this and why they do that, it suddenly brings into crystal clarity why the world is structured as it is. Because, you know, people look through their eyes and they think this is the world, but it isn't. It's a tiny, tiny frequency range within an infinite energy field of infinite frequency ranges. And basically, it's like a holographic television channel.
It is the act of consciousness that actually creates the building blocks the universe is made of. I can't imagine a universe that exists without us, because it's the act of us observing the world around us that is creating, allowing us to create as we go in a participatory universe. We may never find the edge of our universe as we're looking to define what this universe looks like. We may never find the smallest particle in the quantum world to see what this stuff is that we're made out of. And the reason is because everywhere we look, everywhere that consciousness explores with the expectation that something will be there, that exploration, that act of looking, observation, is the act that creates something for us to see. That we are actually building this universe as we go.
Consciousness is the programming language of the universe. We are consciousness conductors. That's what we do. That's who we are. Consciousness comes through us. It emanates from us. We are the creators. We are the ones who are targeted on this planet because we are the ones who transmit the reality just like everybody else does. If you switch your brain off and you are sucked into the mainstream media illusion, we must understand that we are being used because we create reality. So if we are manipulated in a certain way, and if we are modulated in a certain way, then our creation becomes not ours but somebody else's.
And what happens if we all do it? Everyone in this room decides to take control of reality. I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about taking control of things from the quantum level up, from the molecular level up, and it works. One of the things we're actually dealing with is as I say, some kind of operating system that can be hacked using words.
The world is like a ride at an amusement park, and when you choose to go on it, you think it's real, because that's how powerful our minds are. And the ride goes up and down and round and round. It has thrills and chills, and it's very brightly colored, and it's very loud, and it's fun for a while. Some people have been on the ride for a long time, and they begin to question, is this real, or is this just a ride? And other people have remembered, and they come back to us, and they say, hey, don't worry, don't be afraid, ever, because this is just a ride.
All right. So that's a little bit about quantum physics. Now we're going to open up the line of questions. Anyone listening in, which we still got a bunch of viewers, anybody that wants to call up and ask any questions, now would be the time to do so. But on that note, man, that video, while we're waiting for callers to come in, that video really every time it gets me because, man, it's awesome. We got our first caller, and let's see. Passion Planet Podcast. State your name, where you're from, and whatever question you might have. And by the way, hello, we love you.
Hey, Mikey, this is Timmy from Alaska. Just wanted to call in and let everybody know that I wanted to introduce myself to the fellow people listening, that I'm one of the... And unfortunately, I became very ill and sick and was diagnosed with cancer in the beginning. And Passion Planet has rallied and been my family and gave me support all through my cancer treatment. And I love them for every minute that they've given me. And I couldn't have done it without them. And that's what we'd like to express our feelings and love to everybody out there who needs encouragement or help or talking with or just need to chat with somebody. We're going to be here for you. So I appreciate Passion Planet for being there for me. And I hope to be with Passion Planet for as long as I can. Love you, Mikey.
Timmy, you know how much I love you. And Timmy's been in from the beginning, and we call him the chat room enforcer. And it was a damn shame when we heard Timmy got cancer, but our first reaction wasn't, oh my God, but it was, let's beat this together as a family. And Timmy, I just want you to know how important you are. And, thank you for calling up. I want the community and the family to know who you are, 100%. You are a survivor, and you are also an enforcer. You don't play games, and you get right to it. And I love you for your conscious awareness and your real authenticity to changing the self. You've been consistent in that this whole time. And going through cancer, you proved that there's no excuse. You went through cancer and still gave your time and effort to helping other people change their life. And that's all you can ask for. I mean, you lived through helping other people live. And you're a testament to Passion Planet, Timmy. And do you have any questions for us?
No, I have no questions at all. I just want to share and be part of it and be able to speak my voice. I will be into the podcast later. Just right now, I'm kind of focusing on my recovery and gaining my way back and getting better. Over the past couple of weeks, I have the pain pills that they have put me on. I've been on really high doses of pain medication.
Which is never good.
And I was determined, I've had a struggle with addiction through my whole life. And I was determined not to be addicted to another drug. And I haven't taken a pill in
Hell yeah, let's give you a round of applause for that, because we all know that addiction is not easy, and we all struggle from addiction. And the fact that you're fighting cancer and now you have to take the pain medication, listen, we'll be here for you. We'll always be here for you, Timmy, and I love you, man. And is there anything you want to close on? Because we got some other callers coming in, and we want to open up the line for some.
No, just peace and love, man.
Love and unity. Timmy from Alaska, we love you, and thank you for calling in, brother.
All right, bye.
All right, Prana, you can take the next caller, okay?
Okay.
I don't know who it's going to be, but we'll wait until they come in. But I really do love Timmy, man. Timmy's such an important part of the organization.
Yes. He joined, and after that we got to know about his cancer.
All right, hang on. We got another person calling in. Passion Planet Podcast. How can we help you? We ask you a question. Where you from? What's your name? And just know that we love you and we feel your pain.
This is Brian. I'm in Washington.
Brian from Washington?
Yeah.
What's up, Brian? How you doing, my man? How's everything going?
Oh, pretty good. I have to disconnect from the podcast to call because I'm watching on the same device. For some reason, my tablet won't let me watch at the same time.
It's probably better that way because you're probably going to get it. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror. Everyone can hear you. Don't worry. You're live. You know what I mean? So.
Sometimes that's what it feels like. But.
yeah, that's what it is. That's what Passion Planet is, looking at each other in the mirror. So, I mean, I know you're watching the podcast, Brian. Have you liked it so far?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Good. So what question do you have for us? And we're going to let Prana take it, or anyone who wants to step up and take it if they feel they're better equipped. So go ahead.
Well, I'm not even real sure what type of questions I had. I don't know. I was just calling to kind of, I don't know. Well,
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Listen, man, it's love and unity. Everybody wants to be a part of this because we know we are a part of this. Every single one of us is a part of this movement and part of this energy, and that's what it is, right, Prana? I mean, it's an energy, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we have all the questions within us. I mean, so it's okay if you don't have any questions. I mean, probably we'll be touching those questions which you want to ask us. So already it's been answered back. It happens because we all are a reflection of one another, Brian, and I love you and love to you be here, and you're amazing. We love you.
Yep, and listen, I spoke to Brian personally on the phone, and he's such an inspiration, and he's very intelligent, and I just never forget looking at his face, and he's just looking at me like, Mike, there's just so much to say, I don't know what to say. And now he seems to be in the same position. So if you have anything you want to say, closing, go ahead. We're going to close the line and open it up for some other people to call in.
Well, yeah. Not really much to say. I'm just, I don't know, trying to absorb all the information. So,
listen, brother.
Up to other callers, stuff.
Take your time, brother. I love you. We're here. If you have another question, you want to call us back, go ahead. I love you, Brian. And plus, this is the first of many podcasts. All right, bye-bye. Oh, okay, so we had two other people. Oh, we got this other person calling in now. All right. Passion Planet Podcast. My name is... Oh, we got an echo going on. Someone's still listening to the podcast. This is Mike. Who am I speaking with? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Passion Planet Podcast. My name is going on. Someone's still listening to the
Well, we got another call coming in. Hold on. I'm just going to exit it because that caller wasn't calling. So, Passion Planet Podcast, how can we help you? This is Mike O'Neill, looking to help everyone wake up. So, what's your name, where you're from, and how can we help you?
This is Manuel from Michigan.
How you doing, Manuel? You're not just Manuel is just not a regular Manuel is a very important part of Passion Planet. I want to give him a special shout out. Prana, come on. Actually, you know what? Maddie, come on in here and answer this one. Talk to Manuel. Go ahead, Manuel. Ask your question. Talk a little bit about Passion Planet and everything. Say what you feel needs to be said.
Okay, first of all, I want to say I love all you guys. All you guys are great. You guys are doing a good job. This thing's going to be big. Second, I want to say, Mike, you are a walking Super Bowl commercial for Passion Planet. Everybody wants to hear what you got to say. You're great energy.
I love you, dude. I love you.
And third of all, I was thinking while watching that if our DNA is 99% the same as everybody else, it is just amazing to me how much that really is. Because the 1% that is different is our body, our thoughts, the way we think, our reality that we project, and all of that is a lot. So the 99%, man, it's got to be a whole lot more. I would love to know a lot more about that. But my question is about the sun. We all know that the planets revolve around the sun, and that we could see certain stars at certain times. But I was wondering, like, do you guys think that the sun moves? It just stays in the same place?
Well, that's a really good question. They don't really go over that in school. They talk more about us rotating around the sun. I know this one in depth, that our sun's revolving around Sirius A. Our sun is in a binary star system with another sun called Sirius A. And believe it or not, that sun has a sun rotating around it. So imagine just like we rotate around the sun, our sun is rotating around another sun that has a sun rotating around it. Let that sink in for a second. And listen to this to show you how synchronized the energies are. Back in 1979, believe it or not, it's in one of these books. I believe it's in this book right here. 1979, there was an actual measurement that took place that when our sun was in a direct line with Sirius A and Sirius B. So imagine our sun, Earth, the sun we're rotating around, and then the sun that rotates around it. When they all lined up, our Earth, because the gravitational pull between the suns, our Earth sped down, and then slowed down, and then sped up after the suns, the Earth and the other sun came out of orbit. So from X amount of light years away, and it was about maybe 20, 30 light years away, another sun actually affected this rotation of our Earth. But even though it was only for a fraction of a second, just think about that for a second. So to answer your question is oh my God, Manuel, there are so many motions taking place. Does anybody else want to build on this?
Well,
I want David to come in for a second. Come on in, David.
Actually, just real quick, I know I've done some, just some basic research, and it turns out, just like galaxies move, planets are, rotating around our sun, etc. Our actual solar system moves as well, and the way that the solar system moves is the sun has to move. The sun, our solar system, our galaxy, they're all moving through the universe. Where did they originate? Where are they going to? Are they being pulled? Are they being pushed? These are some phenomenal questions that, we're going to find the answers out to. Where are we
already
going?
Science is already on that. I mean, and has an accurate description of it. But what I'll say is to build on David, and then I want you to say what you feel like you got to say, and then we'll move on to the next caller. But I just want you to know that the Earth is spinning around the sun at X amount of miles per hour. Earth is spinning around, our sun is spinning around another sun at X miles an hour. So everything's relative, right? Earth is moving at a particular speed in relation to the sun, and then in relation to another object. And everything is spinning around supposedly black holes. That's what the scientists used to think is in the center of every galaxy there was a huge black hole. And that's where everything is just going down the you know, I guess you could say going down the route of nothingness, if you want to call a black hole nothingness. But now we found out that the universe is made up of 97% dark energy, and we don't even know what that is. So these questions lead to more questions and more questions. But what I'll say to you is relative. Everything is relative to something else. And yes, our sun rotates. Everything is constantly moving around something else. So go ahead, Manuel. Come on in. What you want to say, and then ask a question. We'll sum it up, and then we'll move on to. Yeah, Prerna, come on in. Come on in before he sums up.
Like you're seeing that the Earth is rotating, you know that the Earth is rotating. But when we're moving in a car, Earth is relative stagnant. It's not all relative, as Mike said.
Everything's in relation. That's what Prerna's building on. Relativity. That's what relativity is to begin with. Everything's in relation to something else, right? She's saying you could be in a car, you know, and if a car goes by you at 40 miles an hour, if you're going 40 and a car moves by you going 80, technically that car looked like it was going 40, but to someone standing in the street, you were going 40 and that other car was going 80. So everything is relative to something else. And actually, Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared, proves that energy is equivalent to matter times the speed of light squared. And that's all science, and we're not going to get into that. But there is a lot of physical proof. Actually, Newton's laws can actually study the true mathematics of objects in space far away. Einstein added time to the equation. Einstein added time to the equation, and that's where things get really spooky, because that's where quantum physics came from. So, go ahead, Manuel. What do you want to end on, and anything else you want to bring up?
I just wanted to say what amazes me about the whole thing is not really the sun as much as how much space is in outer space. It's just mind blowing.
Can I build on that, Manuel? Can I say to you, it's just as mind blowing, the space between your atoms. There's no difference in the space between your atoms versus the space in the universe. Yeah, you can measure it, but truthfully, the infinity is part of your existence, both external and internal. And that's something that you should sleep with, my friend, because you are the universe. You are the Big Bang. Just like in the videos, you're an extension of the universe. The universe flows through you. Yes. So on that note, Manuel, thank you. Yeah, actually, you know what? We'll give that one a round of applause. Thank you, Manuel. That was a great question. That was a tough question. We love you, and enjoy yourself, and we will be in touch. Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Anybody else that wants to call in, go ahead and do so. But man, that was a tough one. A lot of science there. Oh wow, we already got another caller. All right, let's go. Hello, welcome to Passion Planet. This is Mike. We hope you enjoy our podcast, and state your name, where you're from, and whatever question you might have.
Yeah, more or less a testimonial.
So just do me a favor and mute the podcast in the background, because we're getting the kickback.
Yeah, is there background noise?
Yeah, just mute it for a second. There's a little bit of background noise from the podcast. If you just mute your computer, we'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I actually belong to Passion Planet. I just wanted to call in and give a testimonial.
So go ahead. What's your name and where are you from, first of all, so we can identify you, besides a pretty voice?
Yes, my name is Jackie, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Jackie from Pennsylvania. I know you, Jackie, and I love you, Jackie, and you've done so much.
Oh, who am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Mike right now.
Oh, hey.
How are you? Well, you're also speaking to David, Prerna, Maddie, and Caesar all at the same time. So you're not me on the phone right now, but they hear you as well. And you're speaking to all the viewers we have, which we have about 18 people tapped in.
We do have a delay here. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but you know what? If you just listen to your phone instead of the podcast, you won't have a delay. There's a delay on the podcast, not the phone. So if you just pause the podcast or mute your computer, you'll be fine. So go ahead, Jackie. Give your testimonial, and then I'm gonna have Caesar come in and build on it, and Maddie as well.
Yes, hi. I just wanted to say, you guys are fabulous. I love you to pieces, and I've been searching for you for years and not even knowing who you all were. And I'm just so excited. Mike, Prerana, everybody, David, the whole gang. I mean, you guys are, mwah. I could just kiss you all. I mean, you are the best.
Thank you.
The best.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Maddie, come on in, Maddie, and give Jackie a formal Passion Planet loving welcome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jackie, it's good to hear your voice calling in on the podcast. Thanks for doing that.
Oh, listen, you guys, I'm telling you, you like blow me away every day.
I love you.
Part of the Passion Planet family is just like a wonderful experience. And if there's anyone who is hasn't joined us of yet, I urge you to please get your application.
Yeah, and what she's talking about, just so you guys know, is if you go to the website, you fill out the Get Involved form, you're part of our process. We're a process. We're not just a group here. We actually are here 24/7 in your face if you want us to be, to help you make a difference in your life. And Jackie's one of those people that just has this relentless energy. So, Caesar, you there, brother? Come on in and give Jackie some love, some of that good Chicago love. All right, is Caesar there? Do I have to do the crickets again?
I'm just multitasking right now. Hello, everyone. Beautiful people. I'm on my way to my best friend Jahira from work. So,
Jackie, Caesar's coming in to talk right now. It's a little bit of a delay, so Caesar, come on in and speak.
Yeah. Hey, Caesar, no. I just wanted to tell everyone you guys are fabulous. You are life-changing. And I don't know where I would be without you.
I love you, Jackie. I love you.
Prerana, the whole gang, everyone who has contributed to making this podcast possible, everyone who's contributed to Passion Planet each day,
that's
whether
a list.
it be
that's a big list.
Ideas or
we have 100. We have 100 of us now.
Late in the night.
We have 100 of us now.
In the morning, I should say.
I know. Jackie's always posting things in the room. Caesar, come on in real quick. Hurry up, because she's on the delay too.
All right. Hello.
That's it.
All right. You got it clear? Okay. So, basically, I want to thank everyone that has tuned in tonight. You know, truly, to me, this is a night of history. It's just the beginning. It's our first mark, and I'm really proud of every single individual that has put their time and effort and creating this future. And so it's an honor to be here with every single one. Love, unity, and I'm looking forward to continuing to expand in this experience with Passion Planet.
Love you, Caesar, man.
Around the world. Thank you, guys.
I love everything you're doing, the movement and everything. Jackie, thank you for calling in. We're going to shut the call off, and we're going to give one last...
Absolutely.
We're going to
take another caller.
We're going to see if another call... We love you too, Jackie. We all love you, right, guys?
Jackie, I know Jackie from my mom, and I love her.
Jackie's off the line. If anyone else wants to call in and ask that question, now would be the time. But yeah, Prerana, talk, because Jackie can still hear you. We're still live on the podcast.
Because Jackie is the one I know from my mom. My mom got connected to her 2 years back, and she was amazing. And I always used to hear from my mom how amazing Jackie is. And now we have her in Passion Planet, and I can talk to her all the time. It's like family extended. She called my mom's sister, and it's like a family extended, real time.
That's synchronicity at its finest, people. Okay, so it looks like the callers are done calling in. I know there was some other numbers that were trying to call in. We're sorry if you guys couldn't get in. We love you. If you call while we're closing up here, no problem. But I'm going to take the phone off in about 5 minutes. I just want to touch on one thing before we go. I just want to thank everyone who listened. We still have our viewer count continuously went higher throughout the entire podcast. I thank everybody who took the time to step in here, listen, and spread love and unity like we've been doing this whole time. I want to end on one important note, but before I end, I want to bring everybody in. Oh, we got one other caller. Let's take this last caller because they're a straggler. Welcome to the Passion Planet podcast. You should be happy because you are the last caller. Oh, I guess they just wanted to see if the line worked. All right, we'll see if someone else calls in. If they call back, we'll pick up. But on that note, I really just want everyone to come in and give some closing thoughts. Then I'll give my closing thoughts, and then Prerna will go to singing her hymn, and then we'll end on Caesar's friend. So, Maddie, they're going to try to call back. All right, this is another number, 951. Welcome to the Passion Planet podcast. We love you. What's your name, where you're from, and what are you curious about?
Yeah, so...
Solomon!
Yay!
The founding father. We love Solomon.
You guys are freaking awesome. I love you guys. Great freaking job. I only have one question, and that's 30 seconds or less. What would you guys have done if you'd have won the lottery?
Well, the first thing I would have done was market the hell out of Solomon's book, Your Rose of Jericho, which he's giving away free to all the Passion Planet subscribers and members. I just want to put that out there because, I mean, Solomon has helped me in my life so much I can't even begin to explain. He was one of the first people to fly down to New York to help us build Passion Planet from the get-go. I'm so happy and proud that he called in. And what I would have did if I won the lotto is I would have built this organization through the teeth and gave it away to people who need it. I don't even know. What a good question. Anyone else want to take a shot at that?
I got an answer.
Yeah, David. What would you have done, David?
I would have purchased all the equipment needed to change the frequency of energy itself, save the world. Unfortunately, I don't know what I would do with the other 1.4 billion. Probably just give it away.
Yeah, Prerna, come on in, Prerna. What were you going to say? Because I know Solomon's very important to Prerna, as he is to me. Go ahead, Prerna.
Oh, he makes me so emotional. I mean, whenever he's there, I feel so much emotional because he's the one, Mike, me, and few others were the one who saw Passion Planet when we have only 100 people, 100 fans in our page. I mean, it's been a huge journey. I mean, growing from 100 people to 65,000 and more, and we are adding like hundreds of people each day. It's been an emotional journey for us. We have seen our baby walk. Seriously.
Yeah, well,
so Solomon, I mean, I will say he's the father of it because he have taken care of Mike so well while he was going through tough time, and by that taking care of Mike, he has taken care of me as well. So it's like all mutual. It was so amazing. I mean, I can't thank Solomon enough because I don't want to thank him because I know he's there. He's there always. Sometimes I miss him, but he's there.
He's always there. He's always working in the background, making sure everything works, and then he always calls me to make sure everything's on point. Love you, Solomon. Love you. And Prerna, why don't you take a jab? What would you do if you had won the lotto?
It's too much for me, actually, because as I'm in India, I don't need that much money.
I would have been. Wait, first of all, let's just say one thing. That would be like 100. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 100 billion of your money, right? That would be like 100 billion of your money.
So, yeah, probably I will take a chance and like build some organization, build an animal shelter, build so that every people in India can get one meal at least for a day. I mean, there is so much of poverty and all. Probably I'll change that. I mean, I will change the whole system probably with that money.
1.2 billion people in India, $1.4 billion. That's a pretty impressive amount of money. You give $1 million to every person.
Yeah,
Listen,
everyone can get at least one meal per day. I mean, I can make sure of that. And all my animals have a shelter.
I just wanna say, Solomon, we love you, and thank you for calling in and giving your support. I'm so happy you called in, and you are the last caller of the night. So we love you, Solomon, and thank you so much for calling in, dude.
Much love.
And anything you want to say? Anything you want to say on closing?
No. That's a perfect close. I love you guys.
And be sure to pick up Solomon's book, UnifiedJourney.com. He's still working on his website, but use promo code Passion Planet. You get a free book. Just write him a review. I mean, he got 15-year Staff Sergeant Marine Corps on the phone here. He's no joke. Lights out, and he's helped change my life dramatically. So Solomon, I love you. Thank you, and I will talk to you later.
Yes, I have read.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, Caesar?
Almost 3 times.
What's up, Caesar?
Yo. All right. So, if I was to win the lottery, I believe, and what I'll put into action, my first goal is to plant 3 trees for every tree that has been cut and abused. Let's go.
Well, you got a lot of work to do, dude.
That's just the beginning.
I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, guys, listen. Let's do some closing. Let's do a close up real quick, and then Prana will end on a hymn. Prana, I'll let you talk right now so you can get the thought out, because I know you want to get it out. So go ahead.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, what Caesar was telling about planting trees, I am an animal rescuer, I'm a earth keeper, whatever you'll call me, I'm that. I mean, whatever positive, whatever things you will be calling me, I'll be there. So call me, everyone. Whenever you are doing something good, call me. I will pay from myself and go there and do it. I am there for everything. And even if from the viewers, if you want to call me, you can reach me out and tell if you're doing anything positive. And I'm there. I'll be supporting you always. And we are the Yes.
Mute yourself, Caesar. We're getting a lot of static. Caesar?
Yeah.
Mute yourself.
I'm like driving at the same time. Like, hey.
I know. You're doing it all. We're gonna end on this call too. And I just want to say, Caesar, I love building the, taking care of the trees. But what about the humans? I'm just kidding. I know. David, come on in closing, David. Come on in closing here, David. Get in your closing words, David, whatever you feel you need to say or you want to say, Dave.
The only thing I want to say is I am so privileged and honored and blessed to... Oh, I'm getting lag from Caesar.
I got it. I take care of it. All right, I got it. He's done. Go ahead.
I am so privileged, honored, and blessed to be whatever part of Passion Planet that I can be. The mission of this organization mirrors my own of helping humanity, bringing humanity together in love. And again, ever since I was a kid, it was all about helping others. And I truly believe that this format, this platform, this organization, and the team that we have together will succeed in doing just that.
Well, go ahead,
I love it.
We're on the final step, which is rallying the troops. You know, it's just rallying the troops. I don't know why. Oh, not all the sounds are working. Only certain ones are working. Okay, all right. Well, Matty, come on in, Matty. I love you, brother. Come on in on closing here.
Hey, I love y'all too. Yeah, I just want to say it's great to be here. It's so nice to be a part of something that seems to be a part of so many people's sort of deepest heartfelt desire. We're all here together and we're bringing this to the world, and the world is joining in. So I'm just really excited to be a part of it and watch it grow every day.
Cashing in on this new energy. You know, period. We're just, you know, we're getting involved. Period.
Yeah.
So Caesar, come on in. I know you're muted. I only got half my sounds. Otherwise, this podcast would be way funnier. But Caesar, I'm gonna unmute you. Come on in and just give some closing thought. Don't just keep it short. Otherwise, I'm gonna do some crickets or something. I'm just joking. I love you. Go ahead.
Well, beautiful people, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. This is only the beginning. It's the beginning of a ripple effect. So I love you all. Lots of love, lots of unity, peace, harmony to every single individual. And I look forward to what's coming. Good night, guys.
Yes, and that was all while that video was right in Caesar's mouth, so we got a great view of Caesar's eye of the universe mouth. For that, Caesar, at least you spoke from the mouth and heart. Prerna, come on in and give your closing thoughts.
Okay, so it's like been amazing talking to you guys while being alive and talking, knowing that our viewers are seeing us, and yes, we are doing it, and it's an amazing feeling. It's overwhelming, but I'm not overwhelmed. I'm excited for our next thing and everything. As Caesar said, it's just the beginning. Yes, we have started. We have started. It's not like we are going to grow. We are growing, and it started. And I love this organization, being a part of it, being it, and every part of it, and every one of it. So, love you guys. Love you so much.
Love you too. And I just want to end on a real important closing note here, and I want to say to everybody, thank you so much for listening. Before you stop listening, I want you guys to listen to Prana's beautiful hymn. We'll end on a beautiful, beautiful video as well, and then we're done. Another 3 minutes and we're out of here, I promise. Thank you for your time. Guys, we hope you enjoyed it, and just remember, this was a test podcast. We're going to be developing the structure and format for the live podcast, which is going to be an 8-week episode every Saturday at 10 o'clock at night. We're going to go for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and we're going to engage our community like never before. And we're hoping to continue to get viewers and listeners and recruits, and we keep this movement going like a snowball with an infinite amount of snow, because that's what we are as a species. Each one of us have the ability to change the world, change our world, your world from within. You're not going to be able to change it by trying to change your outside world. Change your inside world. Be persistent, be consistent, get a routine, and love yourself, and hang out with us all the time. We will help you. Help yourself. So thank you guys for listening, and on that note, Prerna, why don't you take it away?
Yes, I will ask everyone to sit upright a little bit and relax while I'll be singing the hymn, because you can feel it. Because it's an old Sanskrit and you will be feeling it because it resonates with your energy, with your vibrational frequency. Okay, take a deep breath. Om Bhurvuvasva Tassaviturvarenyam Vargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonaha Prachodayat. Om Shanti 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 Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti 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 Om. Om Shanti 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 Om. Now you can open your eyes.
I love you so much. I love you so damn much. And every time you do it, oh my God, all the times we were so stressed out, doing this, building that, getting this chat room set up, doing that picture, talking to this person, dealing with this problem. When we got to it, before we went to sleep, Prerna, by the way, everybody, a 10.5-hour distance in time ahead she is of me. So, you know, she passes the sun off to me. It's just the most unbelievable experience I had in my life. And I love all you guys. Thank you for listening. And on that note, everybody can now cut out of this room. I'm going to do the last video, which is actually a pretty cool closing video here from one of our, believe it or not, one of our new recruits to the Passion Planet family. He's in the Passion Planet Planeteer movement. So we're going to end up.
My name is Caesar of Passion Planet Planeteer. This is a new song I wrote called I Can't Hear You, and it's dedicated to the Passion Planet movement. Tell me what it feels like. No one can ever relate to my struggle. I told myself that I could handle anything that like to wrap me long as I had love, but I found trouble. And you said you would always be there. I felt like you would always care. Our age is really different to million years apart. So you said that age was just a number, but that maybe was my friend and that maybe was my brother. And I really got forgive me and I'll help me find another, cause we'll never go back to the sun. And if we could turn back the time, would you change? We're reliving our life. Would you change anything? I don't know, cause I can't hear you. No, I don't know, cause I can't hear you. Join the movement at passionplanet.org.
Yes. Woo!
2-hour podcast. Thank you guys.
Passion Planet is all about, guys. That's what Passion Planet.
Much love. We will talk to you later.